Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Last Jedi Second Thoughts. Upon further reflection, review, and discussion. As per last time, I've got Lieutenant Kiram here with me. Say what's up, Kiram.
Hey, what's up?
And I've got Vice President Venom here with me, who has now seen the movie.
Hola.
So, as you guys know, Kiram and I went to go see this movie together on opening night. We even went to a double feature, which got screwed up because some idiot doesn't know that he should put nachos in the thing while we're waiting for the Bavarian pretzel to be cooked. So we missed the opening crawl. But it's not it's not like I still remember that or anything. Uh, but when we left that movie, we were very, very excited. I was very excited. I think Kieran was very excited. So we immediately came back. He drove home. I drove home. Had a couple drinks, and I think I gave it a 98. And as the weeks have gone by, I've also seen it again, and I've started to reflect on it. And there's certain things in the movie that just have started to bother me more and more. And the score has gone down and down. I brought it down to like an 88, then an 82, and now actually even lower from a 98. So I want to talk to Venom because we haven't had Venom hasn't chimed in on this channel about what he thinks about the movie. So what did you think about the movie, Venom?
Uh, I thought it was good, but it wasn't great. I thought it was one of the one of the bottom of the 8 movies that they've made so far. Or I guess 9 if you're counting Rogue One.
Yeah, I guess we should count those now.
Yeah, so it was definitely at the bottom of where I would rank them all.
What about you, Kiram? Has your score gone down or up, or what? Are you still? Is that?
Yeah, my score's gone down, and I went to see it a second time with a group of people who,
Mm-hmm.
when they asked me, "Oh, is this one good? Like, what do you think?" And I said, "Look, this one," because they were okay with me sort of telling them what I thought beforehand. I said, "Look, this is great. This is the best of the new ones. This is like true to Star Wars." And then in the middle of watching it, I just was like cringing at so many different parts, thinking,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God, like I hyped this up, like I really thought this was like so good. Why is it not what I thought it was before? And it just comes down to we were so excited for it, and we saw it the day it came out.
Yeah, and I
We
think
wanted it to be good.
yeah, we did the review immediately after.
Yeah.
Even though we had said like the whole so so from the beginning, I think you and I both said, even as we walked out, we were talking about it in front of these people in line. That whole thing with the casino planet was a
It
completely
just
unnecessary, stupid waste of SJW time. And the more I
it was
think about it,
terrible.
it was awful. It was so awful.
Horrible.
Like I actually think Rose. What do you think about the Rose character, Venom? What do you
Oh
guys
my
think?
God, that pissed me
Completely
off.
unnecessary. Just this wimp character who like really had no. There's really no reason for her to be in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what? She just like took away from the seriousness of any of it. You know?
Mhm.
So neither
Well,
I actually, in my opinion, I think she's worse than Jar Jar. And the reason is because Jar Jar was a clown, right? We agree that
Hmm.
he's
yeah.
a clown, but he didn't get in the way. He actually was
They,
effective. Remember when he was tripping around the battlefield and he's shooting droids, killing the
sure,
enemy? He's actually effective. He
sure.
was he was
Yeah,
just
all
an,
this
a
bitch
no,
does is say, "Oh, we have to save the animals from getting abused."
And
yeah,
they're so
yeah,
serious about
yeah.
it, like you're supposed to
Meanwhile,
take
there's
her
fucking bunch of
seriously.
rebels that are about to be blown up,
Well,
and
not
she's caring
only
about
okay.
these
So
fucking
so
horse
so
thingies.
so they save the fucking animals. Okay, here there's so many problems with this character. Let's talk about Rose. Let's start with the bad. I think she's the worst part of the movie. I've heard people. Oh my god, dude! Kevin Smith went to in L.A. now. We have. I gotta take you there, Kieran. You and I gotta go. It's the Mos Eisley Cantina on Hollywood Boulevard. Did you know that
Oh
exists?
yeah, I did not, but we've
I,
got to check this
I've
out.
been dying to go there. Kevin Smith does podcasts there, and Kevin Smith is like the worst filmmaker that ever existed. but he's such a nice guy. He even made the comment on his podcast, "Oh, she said such a beautiful thing about don't kill the enemy. Say what you love,
Oh
man."
my
That's
god.
and I'm like, isn't she in the military? What soldier says don't kill? I'm sorry. How do you expect to win a war? like killing the
It made
enemy
no
is,
sense.
is how you kill the war, especially since earlier in the movie the purple hair admiral feminist studies had just sacrificed herself to save the fleet, like, so she gets to
Her
sacrifice
sister
herself.
sacrificed herself.
Her sister
Rose's
sacrificed
sister.
herself, yeah. And okay, okay, back it up. Can't debate. They go to this planet, and she apparently has this huge problem with, like, oh, hey, Tony Rodriguez, what's up? Welcome to the review. Anyway, she has this huge problem with people that, oh, look, these people design and sell weapons. I'm like, oh, you have a problem? Aren't you in the military? Where the fuck do you want your weapons to come from? Do you want to not make a profit? Do you want them to not make? They're just gonna go to school and be a charity and design weapons for the military? Like what? Like, if she has such a, do you guys think it's weird that she has a problem with the military industrial complex, but yet she's decided to go serve in the military? Don't you guys think that's weird? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. And then earlier in the movie, she's like talking about how all these cowards are running. It was like, near the escape pod. It's just so simple. It's like a simple-minded, contradictory character that just had no place
Yeah,
at
and then
all.
and then the whole thing on the casino planet. It's all, oh, they save the fucking little camels or whatever they are, but then they leave the children to be enslaved. And then they ride the camels through the casino and destroy it. And then Finn goes like, "Oh, we made them hurt." I'm like, "Wait, you guys trashed the casino." So now all that does is it makes them go get the slaves to clean that shit up.
They're so
Like,
overdramatic.
and they got arrested for a parking violation. You remember that?
Yeah.
I told them not to park there. Oh, you're going to jail for a parking violation. What'd you think about that whole Venom?
Uh, I was just waiting when I was sitting there watching the movie for the first time. I was just waiting for it to end. Kind of, I was just like, do we need to see this? Does this have any use? This isn't even
Here's my
like the parts where
concern.
they were trying to be funny. Like I wasn't even laughing. I was just like, can we please just go back to the cool
Yeah,
stuff?
the whole thing. And how did
Yeah.
BB-8 tie and gag like a half a dozen guards? Like how did a little
It's-
rolling ball do that?
It was too cartoonish in so many ways, you know?
And
My
yeah,
Too
concern with that
prequely.
whole
and then they
yeah.
meet and then they meet the hobo, Benicio del Toro, in there, which wasn't even the guy they were looking for. He's like, hmm.
But
I'm on
was he
nobody's
though?
side. I'm on nobody's side. I'm a hobo. And they're like, let's trust this guy, the clearly least trustworthy guy in the universe.
Such a
Like,
weak story.
yeah, like why did they hire him to be? I don't know what the point of that whole thing was. Then he betrays them, and because of that whole mission, a bunch of the rebels, pretty much all the rebels get shot except the one with the main characters.
I just think it's funny because it's like we're gonna trust this completely random dude and then be so shocked once he hands us over to the First Order. Like, what? He betrayed us? This guy we've known for like 30 minutes betrayed us for money?
Yeah,
No way!
who basically told them, "I don't trust anybody," or what did he say? I'm in it for myself. And why did he like get out of jail, dude? If you were a guy who could break out of jail at any minute, why would you?
Why did he wait until there was people there?
Yeah,
Why didn't he just do that in the first place?
yeah, exactly. So he could.
You know
clearly-
what? I've been really bored with life. I'm gonna wait for two people to get here just so I can have some fun to do.
Yeah,
It made no sense. That whole character was kind of like it was a disappointment.
yeah.
'Cause
Like,
he's a
what
good
was
actor.
he? Oh, Benicio. Yeah. Oh, dude, I can't wait for Sicario too. Anyway.
It's great.
Oh yeah, dude, I love
But
Benicio. I liked him since Traffic when he won his first Oscar. Anyway, it just seems like such a waste. Well, this movie wastes a lot of it. Gwendolyn Christie, another great actress from Game of Thrones that everybody likes. all she does is come back to get her ass kicked again by a fucking low rate stormtrooper. Let's talk about Captain Phasma. She comes back. First of all, they got fucking Miss fucking SJW and Finn right there. They're about to get decapitated or shot, and she's like, "No, let's decapitate them." And then, like somehow, when Admiral Feminist Studies with the pink hair, like blasts through the thing, like the whole thing doesn't make sense because Finn and Shrek are still right there, and somehow Captain Phasma is 100 yards away and has to walk back in. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
That was such a quick part.
You remember when they're gonna get
vaguely-
decapitated and then like the ship gets blown up because pink hair lady was like
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
right, and then pink hair lady like goes through the dreadnought or whatever that thing is, and suddenly Captain Phasma is like 100 yards away and has to walk back. And then,
right.
and then that's when BB-8 is up in the ATST.
Oh my god, I never thought of that.
Like,
I
shouldn't
didn't
she
think,
be?
I didn't think about that. She
Shouldn't
should have
she
been right
be-
next to him.
Yeah, shouldn't she just have been right there? And everybody else too? Why
Well,
the
maybe
fuck?
the blast like launched her back a bit.
Well, why didn't it launch Finn and Rose? Like, what?
Because
Like the whole thing. I feel like there's missing shit in there. Like that didn't make any sense.
I think that whole
Okay.
scene was crafted because people complained that Phasma had such a small role in the first one, so they like
Well, she had a small
Almost-
role in this one.
Yeah.
too.
well, a small role, but people wanted to see her fighting. Like they wanted to see the good guys fighting Phasma in some way, right?
I
And
did.
it's almost like but it's almost like they
They
threw this in
they-
real quick, like
Yeah.
without thought. Like,
Yeah,
oh look,
because-
look,
Here's
you gotta
my
fight
opinion on
Phasma,
Phasma.
and they're gonna
Ryan
kill her
Ryan
off.
Johnson was adding things at the last second. Kathleen Kennedy told him to add in this. She's like, I want to see a scene with Leia using the Force, and that's where we'll get into that. We'll get into that later in a
Not-
second.
That's a whole nother story.
Oh man.
Mm,
And then I think he was like, "Oh, people want to see Phasma. Okay, there she is." And yeah, there she is, and she gets her ass kicked by a nobody stormtrooper, who's a janitor basically, right? Finn is
Yeah.
a janitor, so she gets her ass kicked by. She's the leader of the infantry, like, and they put out a novel and a comic book about her explaining how badass she is. Like it shows her doing all this shit, and she gets her ass kicked by Finn.
And then
Like-
Finn's attitude too is just so like cheesy. He's like, "Yeah, how do you like that now?" You know, it's just like you're in this serious situation. All the original Star Wars movies, I mean, they have their small comical moments, but in big deal moments like that, they take it seriously. You know, it's not like, "Yeah, I got you now." Well, you're in this starship that's about to explode. Like you're in this really dire circumstance. Are you gonna like have this funny moment where you make a line like that?
Yeah, no, you're not.
all the comedy, in my opinion, didn't work in that movie.
No, the comedy
just
was
It was
the
so many
comedy.
bad times.
You know
You know
what? The
what it
comedy.
was?
The comedy was Marvel comedy, and I'm okay with Marvel comedy in the Marvel movies, but Star Wars has its own tone of comedy. It's a little bit more serious and clever, right? It's a
Here's
bit more clever. Like the comedy worked in Force Awakens. That was Star Wars comedy.
Yeah.
This was Marvel comedy. Like, did you guys go see Thor Ragnarok? Or like that one was a hilarious movie. It was like that type of comedy,
Well-
it just didn't work for it. Oh my god!
This is what it was, I think. I mean, look,
From the beginning,
Disney
they screwed
bought
up.
Star Wars. They did. Disney bought Star Wars. They're building a Star Wars part of their park. They've got to sell stuff. They're trying to now appeal. I mean, Star Wars, the original movies came out in the 70s. There's a whole different crowd that was into all of those back in the day, and they're now trying to appeal to this new demographic of really young
Yeah,
kids who are
and you
going to
know what?
like the SJW character,
Yep, and
who are
it
going to
doesn't
like all these
help.
dumb jokes.
Yep, I agree.
It's a money decision,
And
but
it
they're-
doesn't help when Kathleen Kennedy takes pictures of herself on her Instagram that says the Force is female, and then makes a statement that says Star Wars will no longer be appealing to male fans.
And
She
it's
said
almost like
that, and I'm
they
like,
try and
dude,
shove women like into parts. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
I'm
dude.
okay with women
Okay,
being in it, but
no, no, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Like Ray, I'm okay with her. That
yeah,
pink-haired Captain or Admiral Feminist Studies, dude. In my opinion, that should have been Admiral Akbar. Admiral Akbar should have
yes,
survived that blast, and he should have somehow been able to bring, maybe because it's aquatic thing. I think he should have been able to bring Leia back instead of turning her into fucking Mary Poppins, and she's like chim chimity chim chimity chim chim chiroo, doom 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 doo. Like that was the most
and Carrie
stupid,
Fisher's dead.
awkward. Yeah, that was the most
What a
stupid,
perfect time! What a
awkward
perfect way and
fucking
time to
shit.
kill her off.
No, yeah, that would have been a cool like that. Yeah, that would have been a good
It would have
death.
been dark.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah,
been
it would
dark.
have
It's
been
like, dude,
dark. Holy crap!
she got blown up right there, dude. I was like, oh my god, dude, there's serious stakes in this movie. She died right there, boom. And then Admiral Akbar takes control. Right, this is how I think it would have been. He was in a different part of the ship because of whatever. They even killed fucking Neobnub right there. Like the guy who was, you know who Neobnub is? The weird skin flappy guy who was with Lando in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, yep.
He died right there too. I think
Hmm.
Admiral Akbar should have taken charge. You didn't need the pink-haired Admiral Feminist
I
Studies. And then
I
Admiral
have a
Akbar
question.
should have been the one to somehow trick the Empire into chasing him, and then he could have turned it around and been like, "It's a trap," and then
And it was almost like with that pilot, like, oh yeah, male male
"Oh, you're a hothead."
intuition is bad. Males are hotheads. Women
Yeah.
can think it out. Like that's like the kind of subliminal message
Yeah,
you're trying to convey.
if she had just at that point, there's only like 300 people left in the entire resistance. Why the fuck? Poe kept saying, "What's the plan?" She's like, "I don't have to tell you. I'm a fucking bitch. I don't have to say shit." I'm like, dude,
What was the point of
what?
keeping that a secret
Yeah,
too?
there's no. I'm like, dude, there's like 400. There's like maybe less than 400 of us left. Just say what's the plan. And then instead, Poe is freaking out, so he does a mutiny. Which that was. I've been in the army. See, goddamn. Ryan Johnson was never in the army. He's clearly too much of a pussy to ever be in the army. He doesn't know shit, dude. If you do a mutiny, like that's a serious. Oh my god, dude, that is so fucking serious. You could be executed for that.
Yeah.
You don't like Leia doesn't come back and go like, "Well, you're in charge now." I mean, even though by that point there's like 30 people left in the entire rebellion. Like, well, okay, we'll get to that too later. But oh my god. Okay, so Venom, what do you think about Mary Poppins flying through space?
This is the fucking dumbest scene in any Star Wars movie. You take every single Star Wars movie, even Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, that is the worst scene in the entire franchise. When I saw that for the first time, I was chuckling. And that's supposed to be a serious thing. That's a serious moment. That's the first time you really see Leia like using the Force. That's supposed to be a big deal, but it's just at the dumbest moment ever. I thought, yes, this is like not a bad way to kill off Leia.
Yeah.
She's freezing, and I'm like, she's dead. There
Yep.
she is. She's dead.
Yep, and I thought
And
it was
then-
she's dead, and
And she starts floating back. Like, really?
yeah, and then
Like-
she does Superman.
How do you survive that though? Like, how do you even survive that?
Because she
You're in
encapsulated
space.
herself in Force energy.
Oh
Which
my
I'm
god.
like, well
So-
then why
so
didn't
where
when
did she
She
learn
would
how
have
to
been
do
dead
this?
before any of that, I would think.
yeah,
I
there's
mean,
no
it's
way.
insane.
There's just no
That
way.
was just so
they,
retarded.
they should have killed her right there. Aside from the fact she was in a coma for the rest of the movie, except for the very end, which was not even.
I thought
like,
the way she got
you
into that in the first place was kind of interesting, with Kylo Ren not shooting her, and then the TIE fighters right behind them. They're just like, okay, we'll shoot, and then poof, blows up.
Yeah, that
Because
would
they
have
had
been
that
a.
whole thing where he had his like finger on the button, like
Yeah,
he was about to shoot her. But what I was thinking in that moment is like, okay, in Force Awakens, the big thing was, in order for him to fully turn to the dark side, he's got to kill his dad. But they never thought about his mom either. Like, oh, his dad has to be dead, and then he's good. Now he's on the dark side. We don't have to worry about his mom. Like, his mom, nothing's gonna happen there.
Yeah, so he didn't. So he didn't shoot his mom. So see, so here's why this movie is interesting. for people that are not Star Wars fans, right? If you look at it objectively as a movie, it does
It's a
have a
good
movie
movie.
problem. No, well, the casino thing, even if you look at it objectively, that whole thing is a waste of time, right? Even if you've never seen
Yeah.
any Star Wars movie,
Yeah.
anybody can
And
see that and be like, that didn't do anything for the plot, right?
and when you think of the whole fucking movie, they're in a fucking spaceship, just having like
Oh
sitting
yeah,
there.
dude. A lot
Oh,
of people
we're
have said,
about to get killed.
yeah, no, the whole
Oh,
movie,
it could have been
no,
so much
no, yeah, yeah,
more,
yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
planets.
Yeah,
Like, what the
yeah, the
fuck?
whole movie. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people online have said that's an exact ripoff of an episode of Battlestar Galactica, where the entire episode, like, because a lot of these, like Star Trek, they're episodical, right?
Mm-hmm.
The entire episode they're just getting chased, like boom, 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 or shit. Like it's almost the exact story, except they do a couple different things. No one goes to a casino planet, and I don't know whatever happens. But there's stories like that where the entire 30-minute episode of a TV show, you're getting chased. But it's like that shouldn't be the main point of a main movie in a franchise like Star Wars. Like, cause that's pretty much, and then there's a weird time. Uh, you don't know what the timing is, right? Like, how long was Ray on the island? A lot of people are like a few hours. It's not a few hours because I know she went to sleep twice. I think, right? So
Mm-hmm.
at
It
least
was at
two
least a
Yeah.
nights,
couple days.
at least a couple days, like a week. And you could say that you don't know when the Empire. I'm gonna call it Empire. I don't care. When they attacked the Rebel base, that could have been later.
Mm-hmm.
As in like she found Luke, and then like I'm just trying to put all the timing together. And then I
Yeah.
kn- and then the whole thing with Finn and Rose, that was not a couple days. That was like a 6 hour mission. Like
Yeah.
they didn't sleep the night in jail. They went. They're like,
Yeah.
animals.
What was
Oh,
that?
rich people are bad. Oh,
I want to know something. How bad do you have to be at your job to let prisoners escape in like an hour or two of being arrested? Like,
well,
how do you let that happen?
I guess the parking violation jail doesn't have high security.
Oh my, that's the dumbest thing ever, man.
Maybe Benicio,
Ugh.
what's his name, DJ? Maybe he was also in there for a parking violation.
Yeah,
I
I'm in
just
there for
hope that
jaywalking.
whole.
That was
I just hope the
jaywalking.
whole casino. Yeah. Right. No, I hope the whole casino thing, because at the end of the movie, they show that kid who shows signs of the Force. I hope
Oh,
that's
Broom
not
Kid.
like some introduction to, oh, we're gonna have this casino thing play a part in the future. Like
The
they're
broom
they're
kid
introducing
thing was
us.
the dumbest part, or one of the dumbest parts.
Yeah, well,
Like,
two
that is
weeks
just
ago,
like, oh my
2 weeks ago,
God.
J.J. Abrams, they're bringing him back. He pitched the new script, so I don't know how he's gonna fix this mess, man. And you know what?
He isn't.
From the
I think he's the
beginning,
guy to do it though.
no, from the beginning, I was like, I wanted J.J. just to do all three movies. I that's what I wanted, and then when they're like, no, other people are gonna do it, and
The
then
problem
like,
is that they're not writing them all at once.
yeah, they're not.
These are
They're writing them
the way to do it is to
individually.
write all three of them
Yeah, at
at
once.
once. So you have you always know where it's going. And here you
Yeah,
get
they
have,
didn't.
all right, here's Force Awakens. Now let's see what we're gonna do. All right, here's Last Jedi. Now let's see what we're gonna do.
Although to counter that, the original movies weren't done like that.
Yeah, but George Lucas kind of
But-
always had a vision.
No,
Yeah. But he's the guy.
he
He's the
always
guy who
known-
had the.
he always had a vision. He said there were going to be 9 movies, and
But wasn't
he
A New Hope
knew-
supposed to be standalone?
no, no, I don't think so, because it was a standalone. But I think he always had the idea in the back of his mind that Darth Vader was going to be brought back to the good by Luke. Like that was the overarching thing.
Mhm.
He didn't know how, but he knew that was what it was going to be, and he knew that at the end the rebellion was going to win. And
Well, this
and
is
you know who actually directed the second movie was his fucking one of his professors from film school. from USC Film School. He actually went back and told his professor, "You want to direct my movie?" And by that time, he was like Star Wars. Like picture your favorite professor. If you suddenly became the first man on Mars, and then you were like, "Hey, you want to do this project?" Like right, they'd be like, "Oh, hell yeah, I'll do that." You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That the guy who directed it was literally one of his film school professors from at USC. I forgot his
I
name.
never knew that. It's interesting.
Yeah, and he did a better job. He schooled his own student because Empire Strike Back is a lot of people hail that as a masterpiece.
It's the best of any Star Wars movie in my opinion.
But either way we're getting off of base. Okay, so nobody likes the Mary Poppins shit. Okay, so let's talk about the comedy in this movie. The comedy I felt was off, even from the beginning with the starship fight. I really like Poe, and but the comedy when he's like, "Are you there? Hello, I'm holding." Like, "Hello, your mama." Like,
Right.
that was not.
That was dumb.
That was dumb.
So-
That was off. Like the tone was off.
Not the time to do that either.
hate
Yeah,
Disney. I hate Disney for this. I would have. It would have been so much better if these newer Star Wars movies. So they obviously went a direction. They put more comedy, more cheesy comedy into these movies, and they didn't learn from the whole Jar Jar Binks shit. What would have even been better than having more comedy is to have less comedy than the original movies, which didn't have much to begin with, to go ultra serious. That would have been really cool, I think.
Yeah. I would have liked it to be more serious too. Like, okay, does everyone here agree Princess Leia should have died in that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that pink-haired feminist studies lady should have not existed in the movie.
Absolutely not. She should have been
Do you
totally
guys?
not in the movie.
There's a thing like a lot of people think Admiral Akbar should have been the one to take over the fleet.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Okay, good.
One side note, like, just kind of a little bit off, but I mean, it's crazy with the Star Wars movies. You notice how, like, the technology, the style, like, they try and copy the original movies. It's kind of realistic. Like, you see these robots where, like, in the 70s, they like used microphones and old hardware and stuff, like parts from amplifiers to create these things that look like they could be real, but it was this grunge kind of look. It was like this realism, futuristic thing, and it gave it this dark feeling. And they kind of try and copy that in the new movies, but going back to, I mean, they totally make it silly. It's like you can't take anything seriously, but at the same time they're trying to have that style. It's like they didn't get it. They didn't get how the original movies
Well, see,
were.
I feel like JJ got it.
It's not just the look.
I feel like JJ got it with Force Awakens. But I think Ryan Johnson is just a little SJW bitch who's like, I think he's just a little bitch, and he's anyways, the comedy. Now okay. Let me ask you guys, what's each of you start with Venom. What's your biggest problem with the movie? If you had to name one.
I would say Luke.
Okay, Kiram.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna have to say Finn.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the way he handles himself, like for example, when he first meets Rose at the escape pod, and he has those fake, oh yeah, like in the Force Awakens, he goes, yeah, I'm part of rebellion. I'm
You would
this.
think you would learn by now.
He does this thing where it's obviously fake.
He's
and
always
it's
trying to
supposed be
bullshit
funny.
girls.
Yeah, it's like that's not funny. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
He's trying. It's almost like he's trying to be a funny Han Solo, but he's failing terribly.
I think the more charming Han Solo is Poe, and a lot of people are like, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay. Which I don't know.
Why does that even matter in the first place?
Yeah. I don't. It doesn't
That's
matter.
what I wanna know.
I'm like, people are more than their sexuality. For me, my biggest problem with Venom is Luke. Like all that shit on the casino planet and the shit with Rose, which I'm not even gonna touch yet. The stupid shit at the end that she does. We'll talk about that later. But I would have been able to forgive all that. Even her being an idiot. Oh, we saved the thing we love. I would have been able to forgive that if they had handled Luke Skywalker properly. For me, I'm Generation X guy. I grew up in the 80s watching like all these cartoons and parodies. Return of the Jedi was my first movie, and like Luke Skywalker was my hero. To me, he always has been the heart and soul of Star Wars. And to see him, like he is, there's so many YouTube videos of Mark Hamill saying like you fucked up Luke. Like he's pretty much saying you fucked up this character. You fucked up this character over and over and over. And Kathleen Kennedy's over there like she's just pissed that she can't say anything because he is Luke Skywalker. You know.
Hmm.
Like he said many times that he fundamentally disagrees with absolutely everything they're doing with the character. Luke is an optimistic, good character. Even his dad, the man who murdered children, who killed a bunch of sand people, like the most evil man in the galaxy.
Killed his mom.
Yeah. Wait. Wait, Vader didn't kill his mom.
Yeah, he kind of did, man. He made her all weak and puny,
Oh,
and then she was sick,
he
and then
choked her
going.
out.
Yeah,
Well, she
that
should
had
have
to do,
shut the
man.
fuck up when he told her to. No, just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Those jokes.
Moral of the
Those are all
story: shut your
jokes.
mouth.
Those are all jokes. Killed his mom. Yeah, he still was like, Dad, I see the good in you. And you want to tell me that for a split second, fucking because this guy Snooky, he saw like,
Snooki.
oh, I see a little evil in my nephew. I'm just gonna kill him. Come on,
That was
Come on.
retarded. Yeah. Oh my god.
there is
But I
no
didn't act
So
on
the,
it.
the whole
It was
like
just impulse.
Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were about Luke getting tempted by the dark side, and he is an optimistic, positive character. He would never give up. He would never surrender. He would never succumb to evil, darkness. Even when Palpatine was there, like, take your weapon, strike me down, and then your journey to the dark side shall be complete. Even then, he's like, I will not join you. You know, tell
Well,
me he's
he
like,
does go to strike him down. To be fair, and Vader stops him. He takes his lightsaber and he goes to strike down Palpatine, and Vader stops him.
yeah,
I
but
think
with
the
all due
problem is-
respect, Palpatine was fucking the he was the embodiment
No,
of all evil.
I'm just saying. It's not like he resisted it and didn't try
but,
to do anything.
but he wouldn't kill his own dad.
Yeah.
He's like, take your what do you say? Something about kill him and take your place by my side. He's like, I will not
Right.
join you. And then he throws away his green lightsaber. He's like, okay then, young Skywalker, now you shall die. And then that's when Vader comes in and fucking saves his son. After all that, he's
Yeah.
like, Dad, I don't care that you raped all those people.
Hey,
Like,
whoa.
or he didn't rape. He just his thing was burned off by that point. But like, dude, if even then he saw the good, like that is an optimistic character full of hope, a new hope. He is the hope. He would not just murder his nephew because he saw some darkness in him suddenly, or he wouldn't even think about it, and he wouldn't go
They
into
just
hiding.
raped everything about the original characters,
yeah.
just so they could have these new characters, sell shit. Disney's just making money. That's all they care about. It really is. I've lost all hope for
Yeah,
these movies.
yeah, and you know what what the most painful thing is like at the
What?
end of Force Awakens, I was excited. I was like, what happens? Like, what's gonna happen? I was excited because
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams respects the fans. Right now, I kind of like don't care.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel like the director, he went to a high school, found some kid's essay on what he wanted the next Star Wars to be, and just took some kid's story and ran with it. It
Yeah,
felt like
like-
the whole
like-
story
like-
was cheap. Like an idiot could have, like some simple-minded person who isn't like a really true Star Wars fan, just wrote some crap and they ran with it, you know?
Yeah, and I don't. Well, Venom, what do you think? What other beefs do you have with Luke Skywalker? Like what everything I said, like
Uh, I don't know if we should talk about it yet, but what he does on Crate, like with the whole
okay, yeah,
shoulder thing.
yeah, we can
Like
talk
the way
about it.
just the whole way he behaves the entire movie
Well,
just pisses me off. And then when he goes through that big thing of getting shot at, and when it ends and he stares at Kylo Ren and does that little shoulder pat, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not even phased. I'm
okay,
like,
well, okay, look, I
Luke
thought that
wouldn't
was
do
pretty
in that
badass.
situation.
No, I still think
He
that's
wouldn't
badass.
do that though.
Okay, yeah.
was
A lot of
stupid.
people,
He
a lot
died.
of
I
people
thought-
say, a lot of people say that's more Mark Hamill than Luke Skywalker. Like the brushing of the shoulder. They're like, that's Mark
Yeah.
Hamill, that's not Luke. But I think Mark Hamill has earned that over time. Dude, he's one of the kings of the nerds, and I was like, okay with that.
Yeah.
And I think again with the Luke problem, here's where a lot of people are split. For me, I'm okay with him astro projecting himself and doing that
Me
because
too. I thought
because
that
it
whole
shows.
thing,
I thought that whole thing was cool because
when he
what
died
I
was okay.
see, I don't like that he died, but what I wanted to see him wreck shit. I wanted to see him come in with the lightsaber and just like like explode all the ATSTs, just like use the force, like oh my god, like fling stormtroopers around.
Or have a real lightsaber battle. They
Yeah,
really
yeah.
had a real lightsaber battle
No, this
since
this is the
like.
first movie where with no real lightsaber battle. Um,
But
and
even
then-
in the
but I'm
Force
okay.
Awakens, I don't consider that a real lightsaber battle because it was like
Oh,
an
dude, that
untrained
battle at the
guy.
end of Force Awakens was awesome.
Well, they were struggling. They were. Kylo
I'm
Ren
okay.
was like hurt. It was like it wasn't like them twisting around
It
doing
was
all
an
these
intense,
badass
I'm
Jedi
okay.
intense
moves.
battle though.
It was
yeah,
them
I'm
just
okay
going,
with it though. I'm okay with it though. And I don't know that after he sliced Finn up the back, if you notice, Finn's jacket doesn't even have a cut up the back, so that makes no sense. But I'm okay. Let's go back. The final scene. Okay, let's talk about Crate, whatever the salt planet, because the guy had to
Crate.
test the thing and be like, oh, it's salt, it's not snow, so we're totally different than Hoth, right? It's salt, it's not snow.
yeah.
I was okay with the fact that he astro projected himself because that's almost more badass than him showing up in person with a lightsaber because it shows
Yeah.
that he's in tune with the Force. I'm okay with that.
You know what didn't make sense though is that he gave Leia that little thing from Han, but he wasn't actually there. So what? Did that thing disappear? Or
Yep. That's
And where was
that's
that
a
in the?
pro-
Where was that thing anywhere else? It's like all of a sudden, there's this thing.
I guess
that
they were
is
they were
so
hanging
connected to Han.
they were hanging from the rear view mirror. I don't know
I guess.
of the
Yeah,
of the-
but it was supposed to have all this significance.
No, it's
but,
gonna show up in the Solo movie. Like those are probably the dice that he won the Millennium Falcon in. And, oh no, some
Yeah.
fat ass can sit in the theater being like, "Oh, look at the thing from the thing." Like- but I don't
You know what?
I don't think Luke needed to die there. Why didn't they kill fucking Leia? And now she's dead in real life anyway. And they killed the one person that's actually alive.
She's kind of a weak character too in these new
Here's the
movies,
thing, though. They
anyway.
did what you least expected. Everybody thought, hey, you kill off Leia because she's dead in real life, and Mark Hamill's still alive. How about we kill the person who's alive and keep the person who's dead alive?
It's
That
that
Because
was
Kathleen
great.
Kennedy
backwards
is too much of a
thinking.
feminist. And fucking, why the fuck? Like, why would you want her? Like, all these feminists, excuse me, showed up with Leia as her poster. Like, you notice her voice sound like that, like she's talking in her fucking nose. If you look at the other way, dude, did she do that much cocaine that her nose is that fucked up?
Cocaine and plastic
That,
surgery,
that,
yeah.
that, that, you notice the difference? Like, listen to her voice in the first few
Oh
movies,
yeah.
and now
She looks
now,
just
now she
different.
sounds like this. It was Snoke. It
I'm
was
just gonna
Snoke.
say it. I hate Leia in the last two movies.
Yeah, dude, she sounds all fucking
She fucking.
like
You
a
know what? She
cracked
was
out.
probably high
She
on
sounds like a
set. She was probably
like
high in those
she's
scenes.
yeah, dude.
She
She
might have
sounds
been.
dude.
She
She
died
sounds
with a
all
lot of
cracked.
drugs in her system.
Yeah,
Yeah, she died
she
with cocaine in
OD'd.
her system, didn't
She
she?
Yeah,
OD'd.
yeah.
I remember I got a notification on my phone, and I was like, oh, Carrie Fisher has had a collapse on a plane. She's going to the hospital. And then I came out of the at work at lunch, and then they were like, she's dead. And I was like, oh. And then
It
of
didn't come out
course,
until like a few weeks later that she
yeah,
had cocaine in her
yeah.
system.
So that chick was doing drugs till the end, and then all these
And that's why
feminists
she
are.
didn't age well. She was hot in the original
Oh
movies. She
yeah,
was
man.
really hot. Like in the Jabba the Hutt's palace. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can see there's videos, time lapse videos of her over the years, and of course the feminists worship her. I was like a drug addict, like she's like, well, she was a mental health advocate. I'm like, no, she was a mental health victim who was like, help me, and she had the resources to do it. And I applaud her for bringing attention to that. But like, dude,
It kind of
and
it
then like,
affected
oh,
the performance.
little girls want to be like her. I'm like, I would not want my daughter to be like her in any way, shape, or form, and have a drug
I would
problem.
want my daughter to be more like Rose with these horses. Save the horses, man. Save the animals. We have to stop this animal abuse.
Nah, I don't want my daughter to be like Bonnie Blair, an Olympic speed skater who doesn't give a fuck, and she's a hero and great, and doesn't do drugs or do bullshit. Anyway,
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda
there's one.
Rousey. Yeah.
Ronda Rousey's a sore loser. I would not want my daughter
Oh,
to lose up to
yeah, but
Ronda
she doesn't
Rousey.
make
No,
excuses. She doesn't make excuses. She's like, I get paid the most because I bring the most
She
tickets.
doesn't even talk. She can't make an excuse because she's never talked
No,
about
no, no, no,
losing.
la 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 la. All right. So the handling of Luke Skywalker. What do you think? Kieran, you said you're okay with the way he went out. I don't think they needed to kill him.
I see.
He
I
could have
would
stayed
have liked
alive.
to have seen more.
He
See, I would have liked that, but
he
at the
could have
same
just
time,
kept. I'm fine with Are you fine with what they did though, with him astral projecting?
I think that was awesome. I think
Yeah, me too.
I'm totally
I like
okay
it.
with that.
I like it that.
I think
I like that.
I feel like I didn't want him to die, but especially the way the movies are now, I feel like if he didn't die off, it would have just bastardized that character. You
Yeah,
know?
so
I mean, just to be realistic.
so that's what makes it bittersweet. I think I told you this before we walked into the movie. I said I want him to go out on his own terms, peacefully, rather than get chopped down, by some enemy.
Right.
And he did go out on his own terms. He chose
Especially
to.
Kylo Ren. What a pussy! Like for
Oh, dude, he's a pussy.
I would have been pissed off if he cut down Luke. Like that would have been
Yeah.
retarded as hell. That would have been it for me.
Yeah, he basically, and Luke Skywalker, his last line in all cinema is like, "See you later, kid." That's like, really? That's his last line he ever says. I
Yeah.
guess, I guess so. I guess he's trying to school him. He did school him, but I don't know. What'd you think, Venom? What'd you think? Would you have wanted to see him wrecking shit with the Force and lightsaber? Or are you okay with his? He chose to use wisdom. You know.
I'm okay with it. It just felt like with the way that his character was the whole movie, it was like, all right, at least we don't have to see this another movie. We don't have to see him get fucked. At least he doesn't have to live on that shithole country or whatever, that little island.
Yeah. I gotta
He's
say one
in
more.
a better place now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just gotta say one more thing about that too. I mean, I would have liked to have seen more of a. I know he won with wisdom and everything. But and I feel like maybe they could have done that, but still had a big lightsaber battle. I mean, if you go back and look at the original movies, like the lightsaber battles between Luke and Darth Vader, it lasts for a long time. I mean, it's a pretty big chunk of the movie. I mean, it isn't just this, 30-second thing. I mean, they're going at it. They're going through different rooms. Luke's in an area, and Vader's trying to find him. It's this whole thing,
Well, he's hiding. He's
And
scared.
even with Darth Maul, I mean, you have these big epic battles that last for a long time. They're fighting it out, and that's kind of part of Star Wars is these cool epic lightsaber battles.
Yeah, yeah. To me,
I mean, not to be just like, oh, action, 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 but
yeah, no,
it's
yeah,
kinda,
yeah. There's emotional weight behind it, and there's also some sort of technical type of a deal, which is why often there's an argument: what's the best lightsaber battle? And it usually comes down to like three. People can say Duel of the Fates with Darth Maul, but I think it fundamentally, on a philosophical level, comes down to two. It's Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi, or Obi-Wan versus Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. Which that lightsaber battle was so epic and awesome. But the one in Return of the Jedi, they weren't doing all this kung fu shit because at the time, in
mm,
1983 or whatever, you couldn't. But it carried so much weight behind it.
it did.
So which one's better? And I always go back and forth. There's been many a time I've
I
said like Obi-Wan versus Anakin in Revenge of the Sith because it's so like, oh my god, dude, it's so good. But then
Well,
like,
I feel like they're both good because that one is at a time when like the Jedi were established and they were being trained, and so they were actually getting all of this lightsaber battle
yeah,
training. So it
yeah,
kind of made sense that they had all this kung fu, you
yeah,
know. Whereas with Luke Skywalker, he was like really self-taught. So him and Darth Vader, even though Darth Vader had all these skills, he was also old and debilitated. So it was a little bit
mechanical,
more crude and rough,
yeah.
mechanical. Yeah, I thought they were both good, and they made sense for the different eras.
That's a great point. I'm gonna use that from now on. That was fantastic. What do you think, Venom?
What are my favorite lightsaber battles?
Yeah, well, okay, well,
Uh,
whatever. All right, back to on crate. Uh, Now let's talk about the other thing on crate. Another movie loophole. When these motherfuckers take the little skiing things, did they ever fire any weapon? I don't think there were
I don't
any
think so.
weapons on those things. So what
No.
was the
So what were
fucking
they
point?
doing?
Exactly. What was
What
the fucking
wasn't it a
point?
suicide mission to begin with? So why stop it if that was the plan from the beginning?
Yeah, but what was the objective of the suicide mission?
Right. And that
Oh, let's
dumbass.
kill all the characters that don't have lines in the script. Okay. Oh, Poe gets to survive. And then I think
Exclusive land
Finn.
speeders, like the
Well, they were skiers. They had mono skis. So,
right,
so,
but
so
they were so similar to like the snow speeders. It's like they had to make that connection, just to make the
they're not like
connection.
snow speeders.
Well, the only thing that was similar was that they had to be near the ground, you know, and it was over something that looked like snow.
I
Snow
think you're.
speeders were my
I think.
favorite
I think
vehicle,
you're
by the way.
mistaken. I own the Snowspeeder UCS Lego. I just spent
I
three
used to
hundred
have a snow
dollars.
speeder model. Oh my god, I love that thing.
No, well, it's on sale at the Disney store in Anaheim for $300, and I'm telling you, it does not need to be near the ground. Anyway,
Hey,
that
so
whole
the
thing.
the Death Star technology, they can't drop
Okay,
it.
yeah. So Finn, here comes Finn, and I actually think, oh my God, here comes a good hero moment for Finn. He's gonna sacrifice himself, right? Because that fucking Death Star battering ram thing is gonna break the wall, and fucking all the rebels are gonna be exposed, and they're gonna be screwed. And I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna sacrifice himself. And I'm like, Finn, you're a hero. And
I
then,
was okay with that, by the way.
yeah, I was okay with that. I was like,
That
oh
would
my
have been
god,
an
Finn.
awesome death.
Yeah, dude, it would have been such a great because purple hair feminist studies killed herself, but no one gave a shit because no one like who's this? Okay, goodbye. Like no one cared about that. But because Disney and this cuck Ryan Johnson is run by feminists now, they think that just because she's a girl and did that, that we're supposed to care. But it's like we don't care because who is she? We've never seen her before. Where'd she come from? Nobody cares. We would have cared more if Admiral Akbar did it. But Finn is a guy that we saw in the first movie, and we kind of grew to like. And you even said yourself, Kiram, like you didn't like the way they handled him. But I think
No.
if he had done that self-sacrifice, right? The guy who was like kind of like a cowardly guy who was always trying to run away, and finally decides to save the entire rebellion by crashing and sacrificing himself. I was like, oh my god,
And
this is
redeeming.
it's very redeeming, right?
Yeah, and it would have been a dark because they needed more darkness in the movie. It would have been a dark thing. This always happy-go-lucky character. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm part of the rebellion. Yeah,
No,
I'm
and
so
then he's
look at me, Rose.
yeah, and then he's gonna do it, and then what
Yeah,
happens? Here comes
and
troll
Rose
Asian
fucks
Shrek
up.
and fucking crashes into him, which could have killed them both. Meanwhile, all the AT-ATs are there. I don't know why they
Staring
didn't
at him.
fire. Yeah, staring at hhim. Why didn't they just fucking annihilate him immediately? We don't
It's a
know.
really touching moment.
You look
Okay.
at the
Oh,
Battle
it's
of Hoth, you
it's
see people
because
getting shot, getting killed.
yeah, it's because
You
she's
know
an
that.
SJW, and you can't shoot an SJW. And then suddenly she's like, we can't kill those we hate. We have to save those we love." And he's like, "What?" And then she kisses him.
Yeah, and
And
then they
it
suck face, and he's kind of like,
no,
I'm
no,
in
no,
love
no.
with Ray.
Exactly, dude. I think she ad libbed that scene. I think she added that because even John look at John Boyega's face. He didn't even make a kissy face. She's like, and he's like, what now?
That wasn't in the script.
That I'm trying to fuck this white girl over here. Uh,
I want this chubby Asian chick. We got Ray over here who's hot as
Yeah,
hell,
and they,
then
and
we
they
got
kept the scene
Rose.
because they're like, "Oh, we got this cool interracial. This is gonna be great for all the SJWs out there."
Well, interracial doesn't even my kid. That doesn't even make sense of shit, dude. Like, especially me. Like, I have a Latino background. We just fuck everybody. Like, dude, you should see my genetic test. It's all over the fucking like the best cell phone coverage you could ever have. Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
According to SJWs, it still matters though.
Like, she kisses
For whatever
him.
reason, in that world they
She-
live in.
Dude, that was the what? What did you guys think? Oh my god! To me, that scene, I was, I was,
Reacted to that.
yeah,
because I'm like,
I
"What
said
the
loudly, and then the people next to me were like,
fuck?"
"Yeah."
Somebody else, they were laughing like, "Well, if they're agreeing with you." Like, oh
Yeah,
my god. This
yeah.
is
I was like,
ridiculous.
"What? What?" I'm like, and then she's like, "I love you." I'm like, "What the fuck? When? When did you fall in love?" Like in the
How can you fall in love with someone that fast? Like, seriously. Come on.
yeah. Oh my god, dude. Venom, what did you think when you saw her stupid little fat face coming to fucking save him? Or quote unquote. Even though the giant death laser is about to kill everyone who's in the fucking thing.
I was so pissed because I was about to say this is gonna be one of like the coolest deaths
Yeah,
of
that's
a
what I
character
thought.
in the entire franchise. And then when he got hit, I was like, no, no,
Yes,
no!
that's what I
You're
thought.
screwing everything up. That is such a selfish move on her part.
Yeah.
That is such a selfish move. She's
Yeah.
doing it when she says, "We do this for the people we love." I'm like, it's great that you love them and all, but you're gonna get all these rebels killed now. So
Yeah,
I hope you're proud of yourself. You did
yes.
this just so you could get a quick kiss, really?
Yeah,
Really?
and then she kisses him. It's all fucking gay. So, and then she fucking like,
I really wanted to see Finn kiss Rey right in front of her after that too. That would have been funny. Like, oh, they get reunited and it's like, oh my God, Finn, Rey, and then they kiss, and then she's kind of
oh,
like, oh,
oh,
wish I didn't do that.
oh, dude, I want to see in the next one. He's like, Michelle, fight for that white gold, and then he's over there, and then she's over there. I'll tell if I'm gonna give it to you. That's
Okay.
Uh,
The axis.
oh,
Ah,
that's what I mean. See, Jar Jar didn't do anything like that. He didn't ram into Anakin. What if Jar Jar? You remember when Anakin blew up the droid ship?
yeah.
What if Jar Jar came flying by and was like, "Yeah, don't blow it up. Don't blow up the things we hate." Like that's the equivalent. That's why I argue that Rose
Really
is worse
is.
than Jar Jar. Because Jar Jar was
Yeah.
just like Jar Jar is like a retarded child that's very loud and annoying, but you can't hate him because he's a retard. But Rose is like a millennial in feminist studies class that is not retarded, but you think should be. And she actually does get in the way. Oh my god, dude. That would have been such a great. I would have forgiven the whole fucking casino thing if Finn could have sacrificed himself. And I would have been like, oh my god, dude, he's gonna be a hero forever. But no.
Yeah.
Fucking little troll Shrek has to come in. And then, in the words of Rachel Maddow, when she was describing how many states Trump would have to win, and then he drags her fucking unconscious ass somehow with all those ATSTs or the gorilla walkers, drags her ass all the way the fuck back, and they don't get shot somehow. And then Luke Skywalker shows up.
Star Wars.
And then Luke Skywalker shows up and does the brush off thing and whatnot. So
Would have been cool if they didn't have stupid, pointless comedy the entire movie.
yeah, and then so going back to Luke Skywalker, one thing that I think screwed up, excuse me, a lot of shit from the get go was when
Destroying
he
the
received.
lightsaber was stupid.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going.
That was like, why? That's not even funny. It wasn't even funny to me.
I think I chuckled at the like I was like ha, like kind of like that, or right? I don't know, Kiram, you were sitting next to me. I don't even remember. I was like kind of like ha, like
Here's the thing: we waited 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
To see what was happening. It's like, oh my god, the way Force Awakens ends is her handing it to him, and then you wait 2 years. He takes it, throws it behind him. It's like, really.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
like that's
Took
just
a
like
cool scene and then just trashed it.
Yeah, I feel like it was just so disrespectful to
like
the
they're
whole
spitting in our
crowd.
face.
Yeah, I was like,
It would've been
aha,
like, you should have
aha,
picked it
you
up and
stupid
been like, my
nerds,
God.
you stupid
Yeah.
nerds, you were waiting for this, aha, like, dude,
Oh, and you thought Rey was gonna have parents? No.
yeah,
Violence is bad.
and then the whole thing with Luke. Oh my god, dude! There's this great video you guys need to watch, which is almost better than anything. It's like, oh my god, it's on YouTube. It's way better than. I want to send you guys the link. I want to send you guys if you have your thing open. There's this, it's like a 3-minute video. Let's see, Andre. Last Jedi. Yeah, here it is. Andre Turbia. This guy, everybody who's listening online too. Oh my god, this guy has this fantastic idea of what and how it should have played through. Oh, here we go. Star Wars Echoes of the Past original animated. Like to me, do you guys want to look it up? I want you guys to look at this and discuss it. I almost want
I
you
might
guys.
have to clock out of the review, so you know.
I've got my phone.
Oh
Hey,
no! Just move your stick, and then you won't have to clock out. Go to
No, I mean I have to like clock out of the review.
Oh, you gotta go.
Might. Depends how long we go, because it's 12 o'clock and I'm really hungry, and I was gonna run it in and out before the review, but now we're like at an hour. And it closes at 1.
You gotta watch. Well, anyway, God, I want you guys to watch this.
What's it called again?
Star Wars Echoes of the Past original animated short. It's a black and white cartoon, and to me, this would have been better. I have a comment on there too. You want to synchronize it?
I've got it on my phone right now. I can play it.
Oop. You ready?
Sure.
Play.
Or okay.
You see that? You see the island?
Yeah, I see the island. She's on a rock.
Yep. Like, look at this.
I got distracted. I can do better.
You see that?
Master Luke.
She's training Luke.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's a good
Is it-
question, Ray.
Look at this.
Let me ask you this first. What do you see when you look around you?
Look at this.
The ocean
And what does
He feels like more of a Luke than in the movie so far.
moves in waves.
If I told you to tie yourself to that boulder and try to swim against those waves, would you do it?
If it's part of my training, yes.
As much as I admire your enthusiasm, I think you know what the risk of doing that would be, don't you?
Drowning.
Indeed. See, the ocean is a powerful force of nature. If you try to fight its waves tied to a pile of rocks, you will achieve nothing but drown. But if you build a raft and feel the ocean, work with the ocean, you will float, and the wind will carry you wherever you want. And so will the Force. When I was your age, a great man and a mentor to me told me that the Force is what gives a Jedi his power.
It's an
Look at
energy
this.
field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, it binds the galaxy together.
Wow.
Now, throughout the ages, many scholars studied the Force, searching for an answer for that precise question. How does it work? Some thought the answer lied in what they called midi-chlorians.
Midichlorians.
I got booted from the session.
Yeah.
Measuring
It's okay.
the Force,
We're watching this
tiny
video.
microorganisms that live inside of our bodies.
That sounds silly.
I gotta post a link.
It does. But we must not judge the mistakes of our forebearers.
And my phone's
Instead,
broken.
the echoes of the past must guide our future. We know better now. The Force cannot be explained, but it can be.
It's written better than the movies.
Yeah, you watching it?
I understand.
I'm watching it. I'm in sync.
Come now. Let's get back to your training.
This is the kind of Luke they needed.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah,
So
the
didn't you
optimistic
think?
Luke that
Yeah, dude, he's actually training her and optimistic, and like teaching her. I think that's better than what they had in the movie.
and it felt like Obi-Wan, like in the original
Yeah.
movies, like how it should have been, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how I thought Luke was gonna be.
Yeah, that's.
I thought he was gonna
what-
be like an Obi-Wan.
That's how I
Yeah.
expected him to be.
I didn't think he was
Like a
gonna be this whiny little bitch.
I think
He was
they were
just
trying
like-
to make him kind of like Yoda's like silly side, but then they made him. They didn't get.
Hey, why was
It was
Yoda
off.
so weird?
Yeah,
the
that's another
books
thing I
and
want to
he's,
talk
like-
about. Like, well, he already knew that Rey had the books, right? So everyone knows she took the books, and then and then he was just like, oh, and I was like, well, he's acting like wacky Yoda, and Luke is acting like wacky Yoda. Everything's just like wacky old men, and then all of a sudden, Ray takes off. She's like, after like, how many lessons did she have? She had the one lesson where she's like, oh, I feel something. Is that the Force? And Luke's like, yeah, that's the Force. There's a piece of grass, and then smacks her hand with it. And then she has the second lesson down in the fucking the mirror water.
Mm-hmm.
And then she doesn't have the third lesson. She just takes off with the books, and she knows everything now. Suddenly.
I think what they were trying to go with there was Luke left early in the original movies from that planet that he sort of crash landed on with Yoda.
Yeah, but
Not saying
he
that
had,
they did it right in the new movie,
but you got to
that's what they're
see
going for.
you got to see a lot of training. Like he
Yeah,
was there for
absolutely.
a while. Like he was there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And even in between, so this we can't take away. In between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, he went back. Remember, and then he was training again with Yoda for like
Yeah.
a while. I think it was like a couple years. Um, so we know Rey's not gonna go back and train because Luke is gone. So what? She's gonna
Right.
read the books now. She's just gonna read the fucking books and like learn from
And then
that.
she's gonna train the little broom children on that planet.
Yeah, yeah. That's what a lot of people are like. Oh, she's gonna read the books. Like that defies the whole like mythology of Star Wars. It's like, yeah, there's books, but it's always like the mentor and student, you know. But she's
Right, and even
but
Yoda, even in the movie, Yoda says these books don't really matter.
yeah,
It isn't about the
yeah,
books.
exactly.
It's
And
so
then the third one,
contradictory.
yeah, and then in the third one, she's gonna learn from the books that don't matter according
The
to Yoda.
hell?
Which according
Yeah.
okay, which another thing now, okay, another problem is like suddenly Yoda can summon a fucking lightning strike and affect the real world. We've never seen that. So now the Jedi can affect the physical world from their ghost
As
form.
a ghost.
So now they're like the fucking Lord of the Rings. What was that ghost army?
So
That
why
fuck-
didn't Yoda just
Yeah.
do some lightning shit when Luke was fighting fucking
Yeah.
Palpatine or something?
Yep, and that's why a lot of people are like, this just wrecks everything. This
It
fucking wrecks
doesn't feel
everything.
like it right now.
I felt that could have been partially explained away by, like, maybe the lightning was going to happen anyway, and it was just this, like, stars
Yeah, I don't
align
think-
moment.
The scene didn't
Oh,
really make sense, but I don't think it was as big of a
you know
problem.
what? I think JJ's gonna have to retcon that and be like, and Yoda's gonna be like, ha ha ha! I didn't make that lightning strike. I just felt
That
the
just
force,
happened.
and I knew it was gonna hit there at that time because
Right.
I'm that in tune with the force. But I cannot.
Stupid.
Oh my god, dude! Fucking JJ. JJ is good. Like everyone says,
I
he's
feel
good.
sorry for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because he set up all these mysteries, right? Let's talk about all the mysteries he set up. Okay, Rey's parents. That was a fail. They're nobody. Who is Snoke? Doesn't matter. There's
Knights
one
of Ren.
Knights of Ren. Well, we still don't know. But it didn't. It didn't
Which
get. It didn't get
But at
butchered.
this point, do we really need to learn about him in a third movie?
Who knows?
Like
You
at
know
this
what?
point, if it is in the movie,
The-
it's kind of
the-
going to be like wasted
The
time.
one ninja mystery people keep forgetting about is why is Kylo Ren's lightsaber all crackly? Ah,
I don't know. I didn't think that was a big deal.
it is a big deal. Have you
I
ever
thought
seen
that
a
was just because
crackly
he built it.
and it's all shitty?
I think his lightsaber's cool, man.
No, every other Jedi has a fucking the shit is polished, man. It's not all crackly like a fucked up ass.
Vader,
Okay, but he grew up in a different time.
he wanted to be Darth Vader, and he tried badly at being Darth Vader. He's just such a wannabe. He tried to make a lightsaber. He half-assed it.
Yeah, which is another thing. So his mask is crushed. Like, see, this is why nobody cares about the next movie. It's like, what? We know what's gonna happen. Uh, uh, he's gonna maybe get his Knights of Ren, right? JJ's gonna be like, oh yeah, I invented this. And then what's she gonna do? Train the Broom Kids? It's probably gonna take place 6 years in the future. Leia's dead, and they're gonna kill Kylo Ren or turn him back. Maybe
Oh my! See,
they,
this is just. It took them 3 movies to get Vader to be good, and then it's gonna take 3 movies, and Kylo Ren's gonna turn good at the end. It's just gonna be
Look,
the same thing.
besides Disney, there's one other person who I blame for this, and it's George Lucas. Somebody who created something so great, you don't want to follow it through. Like you don't have an excitement to.
no,
I
because
mean,
you know
people
why?
have this yearning for your movies. You don't want to like
No, you know why?
create more.
No, it's because he, with the prequels, he took it really personal, and I think it really hurt his
Yeah,
feelings. Like how everyone reacted to the prequels. Like he's like, "Fuck this, dude. My own fans hate me." And you know
sure.
what?
You could have made it
Sometimes,
right though.
This is the fans' fault. We did this to ourselves.
It's a generation's fault too.
I don't think the
dude. But
prequels
the
were the
prequels
worst
were,
thing ever. I
oh,
think
dude, they
people
were
just
terrible.
overreacted. People just
But you
overreact.
know what? But you know what? I think the Last Jedi is worse because there
Yeah, it
was
might
no,
be. Yeah.
there was no heavy-handed. Oh, women are better. I'm female lesbian studies with the pink hair. There was none of that in the prequels.
Yeah, that's true. I
The
mean, you had the
prequels,
stupid Jar Jar comic relief, but
yeah,
at least you had a dark story that was kind of in tune with the original movies. This is like, it feels like
yeah,
fan fiction.
yeah, I feel like we have Kathleen Kennedy who made the statement that we're not going to appeal to males anymore, and it's like I think George Lucas never made any movie with the intent to
Appeal to a specific gender.
or a specific political ideology. He never did that. I think after his grandchildren were born, he is like kind of out of touch and was like, "Oh, it's for children," and then he turned it into a cartoon which pissed everybody off. But now you have it taken over by corporate assholes, and Kathleen Kennedy's here, who's never actually created anything. She's always been a producer, an executive producer for years, and she's if you look her up, dude, she's done some of the best movies, but she's always been a producer. She's never like directed or actually created anything. And now her on fucking Instagram saying the force is female. We're not going to appeal to males. I feel like this man start and where's the Han Solo trailer, man? Like the whole franchise is in danger.
Isn't that movie supposed to come out in
Absolutely.
like 4 months?
Dude, it's supposed to come out in 4 months.
What?
There's no
And
trailer.
there's still no trailer. That is
Yep.
insane to me. That is
Yep.
so insane to me that
Everyone,
there's still
dude,
not a
there's
trailer.
so much.
Do you
If you
think
look,
the backlash affected the release date? Do you think they're going back and going, "Oh shoot,
dude,
we
well,
got
that
to
movie is
change some of this
mired.
movie"?
That movie is mired in problems. They fired the directors. They brought in Ron Howard. They had to reshoot 80% of the movie. Now the trailer was supposed to release on Friday with Good Morning America. It's still not out. Now people are saying they're going to push it back to December. Everyone is saying
Damn.
this movie has the potential to be the lowest grossing, lowest weekend box office Star Wars movie ever. Like you can't sit there in The Last Jedi and say, "Kill the past is dead," and then your next movie's like, "Oh, but remember Han Solo? Go see that movie."
Right.
I'm like, "Well, I thought you just said kill the past is dead." Oh, but go watch Han Solo movie, which is a character you already killed, and now and that movie opens, and what's worse, in May, right? So May Avengers comes out May 4th, and then 3 weeks
Deadpool also comes out in May now.
they changed it. Yep, are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Han Solo was supposed to open up like the last week in May, But Deadpool was supposed to open up like in April. Now they moved
June.
that up ahead, or June. So they moved
Yeah.
that up ahead. And now, so it's going to be Avengers Infinity War, which everyone wants to fucking see. 2 weeks after that, Deadpool comes out. And the very next week, Han Solo comes out. I'm like, oh my god, dude, what is this?
This is
Like,
what I'm fearing. These Star Wars movies are kind of getting watered down to the
yeah,
point where I mean, the box office for this latest one
it's
did
half.
not do as well as they hoped.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, it's
I mean,
half. It made
it's
half the
getting
money.
watered down.
Yeah.
This
Well, I
is,
mean, it also helped that it was a really long time since a Star Wars movie when Force Awakens came out, so that was kind of like a
Yeah,
big
dude,
deal.
and
Like,
and,
oh
and
my God, there's
yeah,
finally a
and
Star
a
Wars
lot of
movie.
that people don't realize is it's like part of what makes Star Wars special is waiting. It's waiting and thinking and creating fan fiction and being respectful of it.
Well, I think the every 2 years thing is good, but I don't like the fact that they're giving you these half-ass
Yeah, nobody
side
likes
stories
it,
in between.
and I think
you
like
can't be
Kathleen Kennedy.
respectful to it
Yeah, I think like Kathleen
in that time
Kennedy.
frame.
I think Kathleen Kennedy is trying to make like a Marvel type of thing, but it's like no, you can't do that with Star Wars. Or maybe you can, but you have to build something first. You're
Did
not
she
gonna
grow up
build
with
it.
Star Wars? Was she
Oh,
like a
dude.
true fan of Star Wars? These are people who like, oh
Well,
yeah, I know of Star Wars. You know, yeah,
no,
sure, I
no,
can make a
Well,
movie.
they all
Kath-
claim to
Kathleen,
be
no,
childhood fans.
Kathleen Kennedy. She's older. She's like 60. She looks pretty good for her age, but she's from Berkeley. Okay.
Just because of her age
Born-
doesn't mean she
No,
was into
dude,
it.
she was an executive producer. I think even on like Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the
Hmm.
Lost Ark. So she's been right there, mentored by Steven Spielberg, um, fucking George Lucas, James Cameron. She was a producer on E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Temple of Doom. Like she's like one of the biggest executive producers in Hollywood. But being a producer is not like being a creative. That just means you arrange you put a lot of money in, and she's married to Rich McCallum. She doesn't actually, she does like the business side of things.
Hmm.
But now that she works as a leader at Disney, I think they expect her to be like Kevin Feige, who is like a creative leader in Marvel. But she's not creative. She's over here talking about like she wants to push the Force is wearing a T-shirt that says the Force is female. That's very like, dude, why would you wear that and post
Fuck
it
her.
on your Instagram
Fuck her.
and then make a public statement saying Star Wars will no longer be appealing to male fans? Like
Jesus.
why would you do that? Like who's been keeping the franchise alive this whole time?
How do they even let that pass at Disney? That's reverse sexism. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
well that's what makes me worried. And,
The
and
world is twisted and crazy these days with the stupid SJW bullshit. I mean, it's affecting culture.
yeah,
It's affecting important.
and I think you and I both like I'm okay with like Rey as a character, but I'm not okay.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with like I'm not okay with Kathleen Kennedy wearing that shirt. Like I'm like, dude, like males when I was growing up in the 80s, we would like girls didn't want you if you were into Star Wars or all that like and then all of a sudden now they're into it because it's part of pop culture and you're going to tell the very people that like kept your franchise alive. It's the same mistake they made with Ghostbusters. They insulted the very people that they needed that kept the franchise alive. And that's what at Sony, their CEO is a woman, and she's like, "We're gonna have a universe, and if you don't like it, you're a sexist, you're a homophobe, you hate us." Oh, and look, Hillary Clinton lost. There's just more proof. That's why
It's
nobody saw
crazy the way
Ghostbusters.
the world is going today. Even the lead singer of U2, even him of all people, came out a little while ago saying, the music of today is all girly. We don't have, we don't have
Any masculine
music like
music.
what we used to. And
Yeah.
for that guy of anyone, I mean, you know you too and how they are. For him to say that is kind of
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
'Cause he's kind of in line with those SJWs a little bit.
No, he is. He's very into like not discriminating and into the environment, and that's fine. Like I still kind of consider myself a classical liberal, but classical liberals think that
That's
your
dead.
race, yeah, your race doesn't matter, your religion doesn't matter, your gender doesn't matter. But now, if you say that, you're you're somehow you're a bigot. If you say, "What do you mean race doesn't matter?" I'm like, I thought that's what we were going for the whole time. You're a racist Nazi KKK. I'm like, wait, hold up now. Hold up now. How am I in the KKK? Oh, you said race doesn't matter. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Oh, racist Nazi anti. I'm like, wait, hold up now. Uh, and that's just what it's become, and that's what I'm afraid is bleeding into Star Wars. So anyway,
Yeah.
I think it's time we end our Star Wars review here. I think Venom's already gone, but my score.
I'm here.
Okay, well, my score was a 98. Then it dropped to about an 88, then an 82, then a 77, and I think my final score for this movie is a 71. There's a lot of fun to be had, and I like the fact that it was a roller coaster because I didn't know what was going to happen next. But upon reflecting on it, more, I I'm very disappointed, and really I don't care what happens next. I just hope JJ can save what it is, and I'm worried about this Solo movie that's supposed to be out in 4 months that there's not even a trailer for yet. Anyway, my final score is what I say 77, 71, 72 on the Star Strider scale. What about you, Kiram? How much is it on the RPM scale?
I've got to say, out of 8,000 RPMs, no, out of 10,000 RPMs, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 7,000 RPM. I'm kind of right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm not really excited for the next ones. I'm basically I'm suspending all hope for it being great. I've got no expectations. I'm setting the bar low.
Yeah.
I really, if they continue like they have been going, which why wouldn't they not continue the way they've been going? Then what is there to look forward to other than a little bit of fun at the movies, but really not a true Star Wars movie?
film. Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you guys for joining us. This has been quite a long review, but I think we needed to do that and get it off our chest. So
Yeah.
you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later. All right, bye.